Enterprise AI demand doesn't scale on hype. It scales on procurement, security, reviews, and migration. So supply can outrun consumption for a long time. I think everybody's looking at this to be a 2 to 3, maybe 4 year, kind of a inflection that goes on in the AI space. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be 10 years, maybe 15 years, could be 20 years before the enterprises are able to scale up to the degree that everybody thinks they should be able to scale up, because they move a lot slower. And there's an analog for that. We saw the consumption of the growth of the cloud, 15 years ago, follow the same patterns. Everybody was over predicting and over hyping the cloud. That consumption demand never showed up. That demand never showed up for the cloud, public cloud products out there. And it grew at its own pace. It grew well. And cloud computing is very strong space right now. It's not the only space, and they have their own issues. But the reality is things go a lot slower than I think many of the high-tech companies think. And I think they're playing a game that's going to be a pretty dangerous game if they're going to borrow more money than they're able to utilize for profitability coming back to the business. So if utilization comes in light, Oracle doesn't get a mulligan. Power, staffing, depreciation, and interest, still hit every month, like a meteor. Metronome would be another analogy. So ultimately, that this is going to be something that's going to be fairly death of a thousand cuts, could even be a death spiral. So in other words, if they have all this debt, they're able to put the money back into the company to service the debt, and they're not getting profitability that comes back from it. And certainly if their stock is taking a hit where they're not able to take, money from the public marketplace, they're going to be in trouble. And I've seen companies do this, but I've worked at companies like this before. Ultimately, you're making big bets. The bets don't work out. You don't have a plan B, and everything just kind of goes to hell in a very short period of time. And so that could be the case here.